Wait, what? I thought this was Ashe. You're baiting me! You're starting Hanzo and then going Ashe. Okay. You guys are actually bots. All of you. 26. Yep, 26. Okay, so really quick. I believe this is a scrim. You're playing Risasig. This is basically mirror spam. Like, this is like as spam as you can possibly spam. And the goal here is to try and check Pharmacy, but also put tank pressure as well. If you spend the entire time trying to kill Pharmacy, then you're going to be basically wasting your time, because a good Pharmacy is going to be playing in a position where you can't immediately pressure, you're going to have to be very safe. So, especially on Rialto first, you have to be really careful and cautious, because it's really easy for Far to just play above you and kill you. So, doing things like shooting main is always going to be valuable, but it's like playing it safe. Eventually, to break a choke, you need to peek like high ground. Okay, I can't even draw. You need to peek like high ground, or you might want to flank underneath here and peek and try and catch the Far. Or maybe you can go all the way coast side. Like, I don't recommend that, but that is an option. Because the thing with hit scan and angles and stuff, you guys know that angles for damage and angles, all that stuff. Yeah, we all know that, right? But, especially into Pharmacy, that's how you kill farmers. Farmers know where you're coming from, so they spam the choke and they play a cover on the choke. But if all of a sudden you're coming from shooting from here, and then you just pop out, boop, boop, you know, that's how you get kills in Pharmacy. So it's like Pharmacy is like the status check to see if the Ashe knows how to position herself. Because if she doesn't, you're never going to get through a choke. If you do, you will. Yeah. So yeah. Spilo tournament grand finals, actually? What? Oh, this is a tournament grand finals, not a scrim. Sorry, I meant organized play. Yeah. That's sucky. Suck. How's audio for you guys? Can you guys hear okay? I'm trying not to wear headphones right now. My hair is still wet. I showered recently. Don't take that. Once you take damage, don't take that. You need to get healing, mate. You need to get healing. You need to get healed. Thank you. Yeah, you just stood still for too long. Okay, so a couple things. Your missed dynamite suck. A lot of missed shots. This is not what plat mechanics should look like. This is like, maybe you're just cold, but this is a little worse than I would have expected. Positioning little flank here was good, but then you went back there when you didn't need, when you were like 100 HP, you really needed to be healed. And then you go here for a little bit, which is fine, but then you just literally don't move. You just stand there, and eventually you die. So, honestly, not super impressed so far. There's nothing like big, major misunderstanding of how to play. You're just playing poorly. Just mediocre all the way through. Are you hearing noise? Studio, honestly, dude, you can do better than that. That was a little forced. You've got a great sense of humor. You're a smart guy. You can do a lot better than that. I hold higher expectations for you. Sounds good? Thank you, Guac. Again, things I just never thought I'd ever say in my life. Okay. So this is like one of the situations where, like, yes, you can just shoot, but just like Rialto first, Rialto is actually, okay, this is actually a really interesting map thing. I'm just now realizing. I haven't really realized this. Okay. Rialto is legitimately just a sequence of really hard chokes, if you think about it. There's a choke behind you. There's a choke here. There's a choke up on the bridge across there. There's even this bridge is hard to recross. There's the end of second going underneath there. And then there's the very last little bit of third. There's literally just a collection of choke after choke after choke after choke. Not even a joke. Yeah, whatever. Your mom is a joke. Okay. So to break the choke, you can just put raw damage in core and win. But it's really hard to, and it's really risky to, especially when you have something like a Pharmacy that can take angles and shoot you in the back. So what should our Ashe be doing right now, chat? What would be the best thing our Ashe could do or be thinking about right now? You tell me. It's a really interesting map. Yeah. Yeah, I like it. You can coach gun up here and look for something sneaky here. You can go around right side, which is a little risky, or the general thing is going around left side. Now I don't know how much of you guys watch Overwatch League, but a lot of these choke holds are won or lost by flanks here, here, and here. This is how you win or hold this point. It's not this. Hold has very little impact on how the fight's won. It's the fight over here or over here or over here. Somebody goes for it, it's successful. Somebody goes for it, gets picked, whatever. The point being is that fights are won and lost not on core, but on the flanks. It's kind of like how dive functions now in a mirror, right? Dive doesn't function by like, oh, we all shot the same target at once and we won. It's like you fight for space and you fight for flanks and angles, and the team that actually gets picks on those angles wins. So if there's neither team's even looking at this, this is plat in a nutshell. Nobody even contests these flanks. Nobody even uses those flanks. So if you are the one guy that is smart enough to use them, you're going to win fights just free, because there's not going to be anybody over there. So you need to go for this. Like, you could feel how useless you are right now. The dynamite is almost impossible to land. They window, there's nothing to do. Your core is getting blown up. You're shooting nothing but shield, but then they just LOS it, and then now what do you do, right? Nothing. You're absolutely worthless, especially into comp like what they're running, which is like the Pharah. You can't just walk through the choke. You have to be able to break it by taking an angle. Like, it's a hit scan fundamental that, like what we talked about with the pharmacy, how pharmacy exposes the Ashes that know how to position and the Ashes that don't know how to position, so do chokes. Chokes show Ashes that are smart and Ashes that are dumb. Now, obviously, you don't just go in hard flank by yourself. You need a hard flank and then sit and wait until your team starts to apply pressure on main, and then you can poke. So don't just flank, but if you don't flank at all, if you don't flank intelligently, you're going to have a miserable time breaking a choke. And the thing is you don't even have to stay there. You throw a dynamite, couple shots, they start to come after you, run away. You've already done your job. You put pressure, you force their attention away from choke so that your team can actually push through choke. It's a great spot for any hero. This is good for Tracer, this is good for Sombra. You could do this stuff with Genji, you could do this stuff with Hanzo, you could do this stuff with Pharmacy, you can do this stuff with, I mean, anything. Any hero, anytime. Kree, yeah. Like, look at what you're doing right now. You're missing a lot of shots, which is really saddening me. But, like, do you want to shoot the Pharah, or are we just going to not? We're just not. Okay. Just die. Don't even shoot. Don't even shoot. You're just feeding ult charge. You're just feeding ult charge, mate. Okay. That positioning there was okay. That was better. Yeah, basically Dolos. Like, Ashe has amazing spam, but even she's inferior to Pharah. And Pharah is not only better than Ashe in terms of raw spam, she's better in terms of raw spam in a choke. Like, every shot she does is essentially dynamite. Like, that's a little bit of an exaggeration, but you get the idea. That's actually a good question, Studio. I honestly don't know. I know you're not asking me, but I would be curious to know that. This is good. Unfortunately, gets blocked. This Bob is really good. I really like this. So the dynamite gets blocked by their Sigma. It's a good shield. But this is an excellent Bob. So chat, what is great about this Bob? There's two things that are great about this Bob. Both, well, both very important. Let's put it that way. Elo Hell? Nice, okay. Pinchers the enemy, exactly. So it's a Bob in the back line or on an angle, right? So even if you're not back here, your Bob is going to angle. So that's number one. But number two, what's going on right now? Yeah, the timing, exactly, Nolas. The timing is perfect, okay? Like, you're flexing and bobbing at the same time. Like, that Bob is going to be on the back line, breaking lamp, shooting squishies. Like, again, it's not just the combo of ultimates. It's the fact that you're bobbing and your tanks are doing something at the same time. Your tanks could not be flexing. You could just be shielding and halting and spamming, and this Bob would also be well-timed. So you're timing this well with your tanks doing something. But it's really poorly placed. That's actually unfortunate. It's not really poorly placed, but it is not well placed for sure. And this is what happens. Like, you think about this. How does this Ashe die? Her team is backing off, and she doesn't rotate with her team fast enough, and she doesn't get healing while she's rotating. Why is that the case? Well, because you Bob backline. Bap had to like really fall off, and they had to back off to deal with Bob, and that left the Ashe alone by herself. So this is like the ebb and flow of battle. Like you look at this and you're like, oh, I shot her, but how did you get that kill? You got the kill because you bobbed. If you think about it, if you follow the logic, you got the kill here because of the bob. Now the bob is, again, not super well placed. I would have liked it here, and I think you would have as well. But the point stands that you directly leads to a kill. I don't know why you're reloading just yet. Ooh, okay. And you're going to win this. You have a lot more space. You should 100% win this. Yeah. And that's it. Thank you for the follow. I somehow missed the notification. It's so easy. Like, think about that. How did you win that fight? Did you mechanically outperform? Not really. It was a decent shot on the Mercy, I think. But everything else was just kind of like, eh. You didn't really hit crazy dynamites. You just... And they, by the way, they bobbed and fluxed as well. But yours was a better bob and flux for space. And so you got the space, and then they were caught out in the open. They had nowhere to go. Like, does Pharmacy want to be flying out in the middle of nowhere, which is what she was doing? No, she doesn't. Right? So you took away that choke from her, and now the Pharmacy's out of position, and now the Pharmacy dies. So, it's like chess, chat. It's like chess. You fight for this space, and then you move in this way. It's like moves and counter moves. You don't just shoot and kill people, even with Ashe. They're on D.Va now too, which is huge for you guys. D.Va's literally just like the panic, I mean to deal with a Pharah. But she's not very good right now in this meta. There's too much damage. She bleeds ult charge. Like, look, like, does this, for that, this, like, think about it this way, chat. This is why Sigma is better than D.Va in a lot of circumstances. Do you see this right here, chat? Do you see this little interaction here? Right here. Look how much damage Rar took. Instantly, like, a big chunk of, what is that, 95 damage? Or 85 damage, excuse me, and you've taken 1. Like, if this is a Sigma, he'd come out here, he'd shield, he'd spam you to half HP with 1 volley, and you'd have to drop. And then you'd be on the floor, no angles, no spam, no nothing. Even this, okay? So what? D.Va's, like, almost instantly dies, has to commit all her cooldowns. And she's still bleeding ult. Look at that. She's bleeding ult charge. A little bit of a panic pop, though. So, like, this is where it's, again, really tough. You don't have a lot of space. What I want you to do is like, the second that anybody in your team uses ults, or if you get space, you need to immediately go left. You need to immediately go all the way to your left so that you actually have a good sightline. Cabo, whoa, thank you for the follow. I cannot believe, again, I just said that. Shame on you. Like, as soon as your team, like, can actually push up, you need to get left so you can get angle or flank. Because this is like this is not a terrible spot for you, but this is like in general not where you want to be. And I know you can't just immediately go there because you'll be by yourself, but... Hey, Realnex, thanks for the follow, or the sub, holy cow. Real Links, excuse me, Real Links, thank you for the sub. True story, chat. I actually had a Lynx in my back, I assume this is, like, it's not spelled the same way, but I had a Lynx in my backyard when I lived in Florida. Literally, I've seen them, a couple of them in the wild, but I legit was like 10, 15 feet away from them. It was in my backyard, and I like opened the door, and it was like right there. They're so cool looking. Yeah, Lynx. Yeah, it's not spelled the same way, but I assume that's what it was. You would have put Malhari for a sub clip? Oh yeah, shoot. I should do that. I'll consider it. Dude, Florida has like every wild bad animal or dangerous animal that could possibly. Lynx aren't that dangerous, but still. Of course, Florida would have it. Okay, this is decent. You've got a little bit of an angle. I want you to peek. You can peek here. This is fine. You're already like... Get out, get out, get out, get out. So I don't mind this, but you have to understand this is like a one and done. This is like one and done. You peek. If you don't get it, you're out of dodge. ASAP. Stop, 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 stop. A lot of reloading at like 12 bullets. I don't like it. I don't like this either. You're using your mobility tool to get right into a dive hero. And you seem really confused. Like, this is 10 times more dangerous and 10 times less effective than you going around left side like I told you to. So to your left, right across there near the mega. You have cover, you have a better sightline, and you're not right in front of the enemy team. And you can have a better sightline on this far too. So I appreciate that you're trying to take angles, but I really don't like these angles that you're taking. I don't like them. Like, this is a really hard shot. But you're just going to win because they have D.Va. And D.Va sucks. D.Va's only good against Pharah if you're going to actually move. At least right now. Although I played a little bit of Sigma and quick play last night, and it was just quick play. But I felt the shield nerf. I felt it. Bob it, bob it, bob it, bob it, bob it. Bob it, just to be safe. I would definitely bob that. Too late, too late, too late, too late. Huge shots, though. Holy cow. Oh. You're just gonna clutch, aren't you? Maybe. No, you're gonna lose. Yeah. Okay, so you took way too long to bob, and way too long to get that angle. On the left. Where's my epic pin? Okay, so I was like, help! Where's my epic pin? It's gone. Yeah. Again, I've said this though, but D.Va's received a lot of buffs. That was the most telegraphed. Oh, you're not gonna win this, are you? Yeah, whatever. D.Va's gotten like a lot of little buffs. She's just not really good in the meta. I think she still has a competency to be decent. I think now that Brig's a little bit nerfed in terms of HP, I think you'll see a little more D.Va. You can still play Monkey. It's just gonna be harder. You just have to play like heavy on the flank style. And you can still play Monkey into Hog if you have a Zarya. It's just again harder. By the way, chat, something I've noticed, chat, why do you think there's so much Hog all of a sudden? Because it's his rework, not rework, but buff slash nerf, I think was an overall net buff, but wasn't a huge net buff, right? I think it was a net buff because, you know, his maybe DPS output is not great, but that's not really why you played Hog in the first place. You played Hog for picks, right? And his picks are just so much more valuable and much more threatening against everything with his damage upgrade. But why do you think it's not just that makes him better now? What makes him better besides that? Hog was already everywhere in the ladder. I mean, so yes, that is a fair point, but there's something else that's way more important too. Sigma's worse, exactly. Sigma is worse. Like, Orisa Hog, like spam, or Hog was never a great pick, but Hog wasn't a complete trash pick up until Sigma. And everything that Hog does, which is like flank and control flanks and spam, Jelly Doe, thank you for the follow. Hog just did, or Sigma just did better. He just did better. He put out basically the same amount of damage. He had CC, he didn't bleed ult charge, and he could shield his team while he's doing it. So now that Sigma's shield's worse, you know, a Sigma on a flank versus a Hog on the flank, like the Hog on the flank is actually starting to be kind of scary again, right? Sigma can't just hold that forever. So Brig is weaker as well. So yeah, I mean, I assume Brig, in my opinion, Brig is like does a little bit against Hog, you know, armor pack and all that stuff. Like you can't exactly peel that off super well. But I don't think it's as much Brig. What the heck happened to quality? Just tank? I don't think it's as much Brig as it is the Sigma though. This is good. Checking it out. Because, you know, their Pharah's in the same problem. Like, she can't just walk through the choke. She has to try and look for an angle if she can. And it's a lot, this is why attack Pharah can be really sketch on a lot of maps, is because you don't have a choke to hold and spam. You have to, like, make a choke to hold and spam. You know what I'm saying? Which is why Pharah is really a better defense hero than she's an attack hero. Whereas heroes like Tracer and Genji, everything's quote-unquote better on defense, but Tracer, Genji, because they're more mobile, have fewer issues. Come on, hit your shots, mate. Have fewer issues because they're more mobile, taking space. Your mechanics sometimes just disappear. It's kind of strange. Reloading. Nice. Oh, please. Reloading. A little bit less motivation for you to be like hard flanking, because you already have the space and you did have something of an angle. And they had to walk through the oh wow! Okay. I mean, there's nothing to say. Your mechanics still look really inconsistent. Like that right there is a great shot, but like you're literally missing shots and Orisas. like I don't understand. Where's her far? Is she gonna try and C9? She's gonna try and C9. Get her. Get her. Get her. Get her. Get her. She's staggering herself. Get her. Get her. Get her. Get her. Get her. Oh no! Where is she? Oh, she's back with the team now. Nice. You don't stay here. It's too close. Nice. Mercy? What? Oh, dude, that's bad. I would not stay scoped this long. That's actually an int. You needed to unscope there to move. Especially when she's that low HP, you just needed an unscoped shot to kill her. And now your angle's destroyed too. Now you have no angle at all. You're shooting through choke again. I haven't done Hog VODs, no. Because Hog has been absolutely trash for such a long time. Like, Hog is a rare VOD anyway. And then you're talking about Hog the last, like, year. He's been a terrible hero. So I haven't done a Hog VOD in a long time. I might have done 3 Hog VODs ever. Which probably might be my least reviewed hero, actually. Go right, go right, go right, go right, go right. Get your angle, get your angle. This is fine, good. Their Mercy is feeding, nice. You see how hard that pharmacy has it? If you hit your shots better, this guy would be done. I don't really like this Bob. Your team wasn't ready to push. The team is clearly not ready to push. And the Bob just clunks on core. This Bob doesn't get an angle. Your team doesn't get anything out of it. This is a really bad Bob. This is a really, really bad Bob. And I don't know why you're going inside now. This is not safer for you or your team. This Pharah could just play so much more aggressively. See, now you gave her the choke, and then you have to walk into it. No, 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 no. This is you. You have all the map and all the angles as far as like crapping herself trying to look for a barrage, and then you do this. You know what? Just take all of it. Have all of it. You can have the choke. You know what? You know what? Look. Here's my deal. I'm gonna go back to my spawn. And then I'm gonna walk out, pretend I don't know where you are, and then you can kill me because you know you have the choke you can shoot through now. So how's that? Is it a deal? That's what she did. You just gave her the entire map, and she can just get a perfect sight line directly on top of you. That's what Pharah wants. She wants to get on top of you. Why did you let her do this? It just feels so weird. It feels like you like make these, like that Bob previous fight was awful. So okay, so you need to be more consistent with looking for safer angles. And if you have a safe angle, there's really no reason for you to leave unless you're being pressured out or being shot at. So like you left your angle here for no reason. You left your angle earlier to go chase a Pharah, which then you just sat still and let her kill you. And then also the Bob thing too is kind of scuffed, the previous Bob. So I don't know if that was just an anomaly. If that is, don't worry about it. But like make sure Bob's on angles and when your team can take space. Please. Isn't Samito like 5'5"? I'm wearing pants. I'm legitimately wearing pants. What are you talking about? I'm wearing pants. I'm wearing pants. They're literally all the way down, like 3/4 of the way down my thigh. Look. Look. See? I'm sorry, I've got football afterwards. It's hot. Yeah, I'm 5'9", so I'm taller than Smito. Okay, okay, so yeah, this is just scuffed. Like you're and then especially the biggest concern I had was on second attack, how you stayed in the choke and then went for these hyper aggressive up in the Diva's face angles that I did not like. So look for longer range angles, unless you're playing like into Widow, timed with your tanks. And then try and not stand perfectly still when you're being spammed by Pharah.